good to see just, just having Matthias out there, just kind of hanging around a bit, being with the guys as opposed to not being able to this point.
Yeah, you know what? He's had a bunch of good days in a row, so it's a real positive, and he's trending in the right direction.
As a coach, how much of it is your medical staff deciding when he's available, and then is that when you get your input as to decide if you can play or not? How's it go?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things that go into it. First and foremost, you have to listen to the player and how the player is feeling, and then he works in conjunction with the medical staff, with the strength and conditioning staff, and his return to play kind of protocol. And so he's, like I said, he's had a bunch of good days in a row together, so he's trending in the right direction.
He said he's continuing to communicate a lot with Philip and just helping him along, giving him some advice here and there.
Yeah.
One of the things he tells him is, when you get that thing, just go. You've got the legs to be confident. What do you see on that front?
Well, I think that's one of Philip's natural gifts. I've had the pleasure of seeing him in the American League and when he first came over to play pro hockey here, and that is a gift of his. So for him to have that reinforced by a veteran of Ekholm's quality, I think is really important. It's a teammate encouraging someone to play towards their strength. That's always positive.
Were you playing tonight?
McLeod is not in tonight. I'm giving you the scoop.
Were you able to notice that Matthias was discussing, sometimes when you're hurt, you kind of lose yourself in your own situation, but he was discussing how he hung around longer, he wanted to be in meetings. What does that mean to you, to see a leader like that leading even when he's got his own sort of situation?
Well, he's not the only one in that category. Sam Gagner has been in that category. Ryan McLeod was in that category too. It's something that we encourage our people that are maybe dealing with injuries, that even though they can't go on the ice, that doesn't mean their brain can't be engaged. We like keeping the brains turned on here so that when people do return to on-ice action, everything's not all brand new. So that takes a certain type of discipline too, is to make sure that you're paying attention, you're able to translate that, and hopefully that means less rustiness when you do eventually get back on the ice.
Seems like there's one. Sorry, Dan. It seems like there's kind of one forward job here we're looking at. It's Peterson. It's Lavoie. How much of that hinges on how well Janmark does at center?
I'd add Adam Mirny to that category as well. Brad Malone's still here as well. So there's a few people that are competing for that position. Janmark at center it's something that's in his bag. That he was, as a younger player, that's how he came up. He has experience doing it in the NHL. There were times last year that we put him in the middle. How much does it depend on it? I think that's a factor in it for sure. If we liken what we're seeing with Matthias in the middle, that opens up other types of options.
Would you like to see Derek Ryan with him, so you can maybe time share that position a little bit, like you did maybe with Devon Shore and Ryan, kind of taking space off some of their strong sides and things of that nature?
Yeah, they're going to play together tonight for that very reason. Both of those guys have experience in the middle. If either one of them ends up down low, they have confidence in playing it. And then, like you said, with the lefty-righty on the face-off dot, that's an intriguing possibility as well. So we're going to pay attention tonight to what the players show us, but those two will start together.
Just to go back to Ekholm, I'm sure it's disappointing, annoying, whatever the word you want to use. It's it seems like you're trying to switch up pairings and you don't have him working with his new partner. What signs have you seen from him that will allow him to, form a cohesive pair with his partner once the season starts, having not been able to play with him in the preseason?
Well, it's not his first pony ride, right? He's been around the NHL a long time, and the last guy I worry about fitting in or complimenting someone else would probably be Matthias Ekholm. He showed that last year when he walked in cold and had a great effect on the D-corps in general, our team as a whole, and specifically Bouchard in particular. So I don't worry about Matthias Ekholm. For me, everything with him is making sure that he's physically comfortable. He appears that he's trending in the right direction. We've had a bunch of good days in a row here, and I think today's another positive day in that regard.
7 straight years for Connor McDavid at the top of the TSN top 50 list. Draisaitl's the number 2 this year. We thought it's the number 1 and 2 according to us.
So are you declaring yourselves the preeminent?
It's Jay Onright and Gino Reda.
Oh, okay. Well, two pretty quality people there. I don't pay attention to those things. I know that they're 1 and 2 on our board every morning.